My name is Kristen Lunny, and for my final business law project, I decided to select Crank Communications as my favorite business in the Central Florida area. Crank Communications has an office in Altamont Springs, Florida, and has been in business for around 6 years. Crank Communications is a boutique marketing, advertising, and public relations agency. Their client base consists of about 15 retainer clients. These retainer clients sign a contract and pay ahead for work that is specified beforehand. The other numerous clients that Crank works with on a project basis pay as they go. Some of Crank's more well-known clients include Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, Advanced Orthopedics, The Southern Women's Show, and Micheli Puppets. These clients are all on a retainer, and some of the work that Crank creates for them includes media buying, advertisements, billboard images, press releases, and more. A limited liability company was selected as the type of business entity for Crank Communications because it was the best option in regards to ease of operation. The owner of Crank Communications found that out of all of the forms of business entities, an LLC was the better choice for his funds and offered him more protection as well. Crank Communications has contracts with all of its retainer clients, but the most important contractual relationship would be with the Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries of Orlando. This contract is an agreement that Lazy Boy will pay a fixed monthly fee in exchange for services such as email marketing, Facebook ads, promotional designs, and every door direct mail. Intellectual property is referred to as creations of the mind, such as inventions, artistic works, designs, symbols, and images used in commerce. Although Crank Communications develops numerous creative designs for clients each day, none of these are patented, trademarked, or copyrighted. This is because Crank pays for subscriptions to programs such as Adobe Photoshop and SharpSpring to create work for their clients. The clients pay for the work that results from Adobe Photoshop, but since it's not proprietary software, the creations are not intellectual property. At Crank Communications, each employee plays an integral role to the company's success. However, the most essential agent would be Matt, the production manager. On a daily basis, Matt is responsible for client relations, bringing on new business, and passing along information to the marketing, advertising, public relations, and creative department. This role is so important because the production manager is a line of communication between the clients and the Crank employees. Although Crank Communications is not currently facing a lawsuit, there is a potential lawsuit that they are dealing with. Crank hired on a media company for project work, and this company overbilled Crank Communications. Even though a budget and length of service was established beforehand, the media company refused to pay Crank back for their mistake. Currently, the credit card company is investigating this dispute. Taking this case to court would be expensive, so the dispute is most likely to be settled out of court. Being ethical is a very important aspect of conducting business to Crank Communications. Not only do the employees at Crank respect each other, but they respect their clients as well. The contracts for retainer clients specify the hours of work expected each month. Crank employees oftentimes put more hours than needed towards the client projects because they want to ensure that the client will be happy with the results. The employees at Crank are also very involved with the Orlando community and donate their time and services to nonprofits in the area. This image is one example of the Crank Communications staff allotting an appropriate amount of time to each client every day in order to produce the work specified in the retainers and project agreements. In order to make sure that each client is getting the attention it needs, Crank conducts an employee meeting every Monday morning to discuss the work ahead. They also meet with clients regularly to make sure everything is on track. In conclusion, my interest in Crank Communications is largely because of my attraction to marketing, advertising, and public relations. I appreciate that Crank is such a creative industry with a wide variety of clientele and an involvement in nonprofit organizations.